Ah, my dear ones, perhaps I've lived through times many would consider from another era, but at the core, there are certain mysteries that have always lingered in the shadows. Today, I invite you to a straightforward, honest discussion on these subjects which, due to their hidden nature, have led to myths. I know that, for many, these topics provoke curiosity mixed with unease, but that's where the intrigue lies. How often have you pondered what's real and what's exaggerated? Let's begin by peeling back the layers of mystery surrounding this less discussed practice, which, despite that, sparks the curiosity of so many. Throughout my life, I've heard friends, neighbors, and even elderly women speak of it, yet consensus was rare. Everyone seems to have their own version of the story, and over time, these tales turned into accepted truths that no one questions. Some believe it's risky. Others think it's simply a way to please one's partner, while others talk about it as if it were a hidden path to pleasure. And I wonder, are any of these ideas accurate? To truly understand, you need to speak of the sensations but with care. When it comes to intimacy, there's a world of discoveries that isn't often openly discussed. Some say it's a one-way journey, something that, once experienced, cannot be undone. Others think it can be embarrassing. But are these ideas absolute truths? Or are many of us merely guided by hearsay rather than experience? The truth is, the body holds secrets that only those who live long enough learn to uncover. The first insight I'll share is that intimate experiences need to be built gently and fearlessly. Only then can we discover what truly benefits us. This is something almost no one shares. Each person's experience is unique, and the emotions it evokes are personal. So before accepting any of these truths as final, ask yourself if it genuinely resonates with you. Ultimately, our bodies and minds are sacred spaces that direct our experiences. Today, with all the wisdom age has granted me, I can say there are no absolute truths. What matters most is how we relate to our bodies and what we choose to explore or not. Pleasure, my dears, isn't something imposed. It grows from within, nurtured by care and trust. Believe me, when the body is in harmony, what once felt uncomfortable can transform into a new discovery. But that doesn't mean it's for everyone. If a woman, regardless of age, doesn't wish to share a certain experience, it simply means it doesn't bring her joy, and that's perfectly fine. Honoring one's own boundaries is the first step to a healthy and enjoyable intimate experience. If there's another insight I've gained with time, it's that pleasure should never come with pressure or obligation. Many of us end up yielding to expectations over the years, but ultimately, what matters most is that each person feels good about their choices. Those who decide to explore this path must do so for themselves, not because they believe it's expected or desired by someone else. If life has taught me anything, it's that true intimacy can't exist without respect. Mutual respect is the foundation of every healthy relationship, the key to both feeling valued and safe in sharing desires, fears, and limits. Especially in sensitive matters like this, respect isn't just important, it's crucial. In a relationship where respect leads every interaction, the couple acts as a team, each partner caring for the other with patience and attention. Many view intimacy as solely a physical act, but, in truth, it's an emotional dance in which both need to feel safe and comfortable to open up and trust. With respect, there's no rush or pressure to push boundaries. Every step is taken with consent and the reassurance that each person's limits will be respected. To respect another means not just accepting their yes or no, but understanding that these boundaries may evolve over time. Trust between partners allows each to express themselves freely without fear of judgment or pressure. One of the greatest gifts you can offer to someone you love is to listen attentively, to value how they feel, and to ensure they're never forced into something uncomfortable. This sense of security, believe me, strengthens the relationship in an unmatched way. Mutual respect also provides a space for open and honest conversations about desires, boundaries, and fears. Instead of feeling shame or discomfort, you can explore what makes sense for both of you, knowing that respect will always be there. After all, true closeness is created from the trust that both partners respect and appreciate each other, regardless of the experiences or choices they choose to explore together. So the next time these topics come up, remember that respecting each other is the deepest act of love you can offer. Where respect exists, there is freedom, the freedom to be oneself, to say yes or no, to explore or to step back, always with the assurance of being safe and supported by the love and care of one's partner. This is the foundation on which great stories of love and trust are built, and it's also how each person can experience true and fulfilling intimacy. So don't let myths dictate the guidelines. True pleasure comes naturally in an environment where you feel secure. And remember, your well-being should always be the priority. Pleasure can be there, yes, but only when it aligns with the heart's true desire. That way, each individual can follow their path without rushing, embracing the freedom to be their authentic self. When it comes to intimacy, we often hear cautionary tales, each more frightening than the last. In my youth, anything that strayed from the norm was viewed as risky, almost forbidden. And when the topic touched on this more uncommon type of connection, the response was always the same: don't do it, it's dangerous. But are all these warnings real? Or are some just exaggerated by fear and misunderstanding? The body is delicate, yes, and it needs care and consideration. Any intimate act that steps outside the usual needs preparation and, most importantly, respect for personal limits. Some people believe that because this practice is different, it's automatically harmful, but in reality, what causes discomfort or harm is the lack of care. For an experience to be safe, the body needs to feel relaxed, and preparation is key. The commonly discussed risks often involve minor injuries or even infections, but what many don't realize is that these risks are tied directly to how the act is done. A lack of understanding and rushing are the true enemies of health and well-being. When things are done slowly, with awareness and respect for the body's needs, these risks greatly diminish. It's like learning to dance, moving step by step, respecting the rhythm, and listening to what the body requires. Another common risk often mentioned involves hygiene and the possibility of infections. Indeed, this is a sensitive area, and without proper care, the risk of infection can increase. But there are ways to prevent any issues, such as maintaining cleanliness and using protection. These details, which many overlook, are what can transform a healthy experience into something that could indeed be risky. So, I ask you, are these risks real, or are they amplified by fear? They are real, yes, but fear often magnifies them. Any action, if done without knowledge or care, can lead to problems. However, over the years, I have learned that anything involving the body needs attention and care. Trust me, respecting your own timing, listening to your desires, and caring for yourself are the keys to avoiding these risks. So before believing the horror stories, remember that the body has its own wisdom and will alert you when something isn't right. Know your boundaries, listen to what your body tells you, and never pressure yourself into anything. With information and caution, you can decide what's best for you, free of fear and without exaggeration. Because ultimately, the real risk lies in ignoring yourself and the signals your body sends. How often do we bury our feelings inside, afraid of being judged, misunderstood, or worse, ignored? Many times we are taught to prioritize others' needs over our own, to silence our inner voice to avoid conflict or protect those we care about. But let me tell you this: sharing what we feel is a powerful, transformative act. Opening up is a way to free ourselves and strengthen our relationships at the same time. When we voice our emotions, whether joy, insecurity, doubts, or desires, we create a real and sincere connection. Those we love, be it our partners, friends, or family, need to know what we feel, because only then can they truly understand and connect with us. Believe me, when you speak about your emotions, you give others the chance to be supportive, to stand by you in a genuine way. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage. Through it, we show our true selves without pretense and allow others to genuinely be part of our lives. So why not start today? Take a moment to express yourself, to say what you feel, and to share what's in your heart. Don't underestimate the power of an open and sincere conversation. It might be the first step toward a new phase in life, one filled with clarity, connection, and mutual respect. And remember, You deserve to be heard. Your emotions matter. By expressing them, you not only strengthen your voice but also deepen the bond with those who truly matter. For many years, we older women have kept our desires and secrets buried deep within, fearing we'd be misunderstood. We were taught to avoid anything that was different, as if any step away from the norm was a threat to our dignity. Yet time has a way of changing our perspectives. Over the years, I've come to realize that embracing peace with our bodies and choices is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. Slowly, I, along with many other women of my generation, began to challenge these taboos and open ourselves to life with a new sense of freedom. One of the significant discoveries has been recognizing that our bodies, no matter our age, are capable of feeling and transforming. This is not something only for the young. In fact, maturity brings a clearer sense of what truly matters. Women my age started freeing themselves from prejudice, understanding that desire and intimacy are not shameful, they are natural parts of who we are. So what was once considered taboo has become a personal choice worthy of respect. Now, when I see young women still grappling with these fears and insecurities, I have a deep urge to tell them you don't have to be bound by what others think. Live according to what feels right for you. And for us older women, how wonderful it is to finally open our hearts to what truly matters. If there's anything that has taught me throughout my life, it's that knowing oneself and having the courage to listen to what the body needs are the keys to a fulfilled life without regrets. This is a message to anyone who still carries the burden of taboos. Remember, growing older is about freeing ourselves from all these constraints and realizing that life is ours to live as we wish. What truly counts is what makes us feel fulfilled and complete. And if we're discovering, even later, that we can allow ourselves to explore life with both safety and respect, then we are finally experiencing real freedom. In the end, there is no greater joy than being true to ourselves, living without fear or shame. As we reach the close of this conversation, a simple but meaningful question lingers. Is it worth it? Is it worth opening up to new experiences and going beyond what we've been taught about right and wrong? After so many years, my answer is clear: it is worth it. When the choice is truly yours, when it comes from your own desire and will. Ultimately, the true value lies in living according to what you genuinely want for yourself. Many people go through life missing out on certain experiences due to fear of judgment, fear of letting others down, fear of the unknown. Believe me, I spent much of my life that way, but time has shown me that we cannot live in fear of our own voices. What I have learned is that no one can tell us what's best for us, not society, not family, not even our partners. When it comes to intimacy, the decision should be ours alone, and no one has the right to deny us that choice. To understand if it's worth it, we need to look inward and ask ourselves honestly, is this what I want? Is this the experience I wish to explore? Each journey is unique, and the path of self-knowledge has no set destination. If your answer is yes, if it's something that speaks to your heart, then it's worth every step. With all the wisdom time has brought me, I can say the biggest mistake is to live with regrets for not daring to be yourself. If there's one lesson I've learned, it's that age grants us the freedom to let go of whatever holds us back. We don't need to please anyone but ourselves. Nothing matters more than living authentically and allowing ourselves to feel fulfilled, respecting our own boundaries and desires. So I ask, is it worth it to you? If, after our conversation, you feel ready to explore life more openly, knowing your happiness comes from your choices, then yes, it's worth it. If not, know that it's perfectly fine to choose otherwise. What's important is that the decision is yours, guided by your truth. My final message to you is simple: true freedom lies in listening to your own heart, whether it's to take a leap or to decide against it. The key is to live in a way that makes sense to you. May each of us, at any age, look in the mirror and feel the joy of having lived genuinely, without fear or regrets. Remember, every choice and experience is uniquely yours. It's a journey no one else can walk for you. If this conversation has inspired you, how about joining us in this community that seeks to learn, explore, and live with more awareness and freedom? I invite you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any upcoming content. Leave a like if this video has offered you a new perspective, and share it with others who may benefit from this message. Don't forget to leave a comment below, tell us your thoughts, and where you're watching from. We'd love to know where our conversation reaches. And now, don't miss the next video already on the screen. Click on the link to continue exploring more about yourself through a new reflection that I'm sure will add to your journey. Let's keep discovering what it truly means to be ourselves fully.